Today we are going to see about one of the greatest footballer of this era, Lionel Messi. Before he ever wore the number 10 for Argentina, Messi wore it for a youth team called Grandoli, coached by his own father, Jorge Messi. Even then, coaches noticed something strange. He would receive the ball and simply refuse to lose it, dribbling past 6 or 7 children in a single run, something that looked more like a video game than an actual football match. When he arrived in Barcelona as a 13-year-old, the club was so eager to sign him that there was no contract paper available during the meeting. Instead, Barcelona's sporting director wrote the terms of the deal on a paper napkin. That napkin is now one of the most famous documents in football history, a symbol of how badly the club wanted to secure his signature before anyone else could. Messi's official first-team debut came in November 2003, in a friendly match. And just months later, he became the youngest player to ever represent Barcelona in a competitive game at the time. He was still a teenager, playing alongside grown men twice his age, yet he looked completely unbothered by the pressure. One moment that showed the world what Messi was capable of came in 2007 when he scored a goal against Getafe that was almost an exact replica of Diego Maradona's famous solo goal from the 1986 World Cup. Messi picked up the ball near the halfway line, dribbled past nearly the entire opposing team, and slotted it into the net. Commentators and fans immediately compared it to Maradona's legendary run, and it became one of the defining moments that connected Messi's name to Argentina's greatest football legend. In the 2011-12 season, Messi did something no player had ever done before. He scored 91 goals in a single calendar year across all competitions, breaking a record that had stood for decades. That season alone included 5 goals in a single Champions League match against Bayer Leverkusen, a feat that stunned even his harshest critics. While his club career soared, his relationship with the Argentine national team was far more complicated. For years, fans back home questioned his commitment, pointing out that he seemed to transform into a different player when he wore the Barcelona jersey compared to the Argentina jersey. This criticism became known as the Messi dependency debate, with pundits arguing his brilliance for Barcelona was somehow tied to the players around him rather than pure individual talent. The turning point for the national team began at the Copa America in 2021, held in Brazil. Argentina had not won a major trophy in 28 years. In the final, they faced host nation Brazil, considered nearly unbeatable on home soil. Messi led his team to a 1-0 victory, and the image of him lifting that trophy, finally free of the burden that had followed him for over a decade, became one of the most emotional moments in football history. That Copa America win became the foundation for everything that followed. It proved to Messi and to Argentina that this generation could win together. It set the stage for the run to World Cup glory in Qatar just 1 year later. Messi's individual statistics remain almost unbelievable when laid out in full. Across his career, he has scored more than 800 official goals for club and country combined. He has provided over 350 assists. He holds the record for most goals in a calendar year, most goals for a single club, and most Ballon d'Or awards. And he remains the all-time top scorer in the history of El Clasico, the fierce rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Away from statistics, Messi's personal life reveals a much quieter figure than his public image suggests. He married his childhood sweetheart, Antonella Rocuzzo, whom he first met in Rosario when they were children. The couple has 3 sons, and Messi has often spoken about how fatherhood changed his perspective on the game, making him play not just for personal glory but for the family watching him from the stands. Messi has also used his platform for philanthropy throughout his career. He established the Leo Messi Foundation, which supports access to education and healthcare for vulnerable children around the world. He has served as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, using his global fame to draw attention to causes far beyond football. His move to Inter Miami in 2023 was about more than just a paycheck. Messi arrived at a club that had never made the playoffs, and within months, he inspired them to their first ever trophy, the League's Cup, scoring dramatic late goals that seemed to defy logic. His signing did not just boost one team, it reshaped the landscape of soccer in the United States, boosting ticket sales and television ratings across the entire league. What separates Messi from nearly every other athlete in history is the sheer length of his dominance. He was winning Ballon d'Or awards in 2009, and he was still winning them in 2023, an unprecedented span of excellence spanning almost 15 years at the very top of the sport. Most athletes fade after a decade. Messi simply kept evolving, adapting his game as his body changed, relying less on explosive speed in his 30s and more on vision, positioning, and experience. In the end, Messi's story is not just about goals and trophies. It is about a boy who almost lost everything before his career even started, who trusted strangers in a foreign country, who carried the expectations of an entire nation, and who ultimately answered every single doubt with performances that will be studied and celebrated for as long as football exists.
Now tell me which story I want to do next. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.